Hi there, it is me, the Holistic Healer, and I'm here with another episode for you today. And I would like to introduce you to infused oils. Infused oils are a carrier oil that has herbs that soak in it. And then you not only receive the essence of the plant, you also are going to receive all the healing properties that are in that herb as they are pulled out of the plant into the oil. A couple things when you're going to make an infused oil. Number one, it's really important that you use herbs that are fresh but dried. And what I mean by that is when you pick the herbs, you want to leave them sit for about a day, 24 hours or so, just in case there's any dewdrops or any kind of wetness on them. You don't want to create mold or any kind of fungus or any kind of bad bacteria within your oil. That's a mistake that a lot of people make, is they harvest their herbs and soak them in the oils right away, and then within 3 or 4 days, all of a sudden they have something that smells really horrible, and you definitely don't want to use that. It could be dangerous. Keeping in mind that even though herbs are natural and you're trying to stay away from chemicals, there are chemicals in plants. They are natural chemicals, and they definitely can be used for the greater good, but they also can cause harm if you don't know what you're doing and you are not using them appropriately. So the number one rule I always follow is when I harvest my herbs, always in the morning, first thing in the morning, because that's going to give you the highest amount of oils and chemicals within the plant. That's where they get all their good healing properties from. As the day goes on and the sun gets high, it excuse me, the plants, the herbs kind of get spent from the stress that they go under when the sun is beating down on them, and the oils kind of, I guess for lack of a better term, they kind of hide. So first thing in the morning, you want to wait till the dew dries up a little bit, so about 8 o'clock or so. Between 8 and 9 is general rule when I like to harvest my herbs. Another thing is make sure that when you are making an infused oil that you use a clean, dry jar, glass jar. Do not use plastic. Plastic is porous, and it will actually pull the chemicals, the oils, and the healing properties into the plastic, so you're not going to get much in your oil. If you're using glass, that's not porous, and the good things that are in the plant are going to actually absorb into the oil instead of into the plastic. So today I decided to make lavender infused oil. I'm going to be using apricot kernel oil, which is one of my favorites because it is amazing for skin benefits. It has a lot of vitamins in it. It has a lot of minerals in it. It has amazing capabilities to help with wrinkles, aging skin. Also, it's very powerful with healing cuts and scrapes and bug bites. There's a lot of really nice carrier oils that are out there, but apricot kernel is really one of my favorites. It has high amounts of vitamins in it that is just amazing for your skin. It really doesn't get much better than that unless you want to use with the more expensive oils. And for somebody that doesn't really have a lot of money to spend on a project like this, you can use your grapeseed oils or your almond. Those are a little bit cheaper. Apricot kernel is in about the same price range. It's a tad bit more expensive than the grapeseed or the almond, which, I mean, no disrespect. Grapeseed oil and almond oil are excellent carriers. You can definitely get some good healing benefits from them as well. But if you want to get into the really high priced carrier oils, then you're looking at your jojoba oils, your hemp seed, and those. And the thing is the hemp seed doesn't really, it has more of a chance of getting rancid a little bit faster than others. So you want to be careful there. But you know, with apricot kernel oil, it's like you get the most bang for your buck, and you have amazing healing properties in it. So that's my favorite. Everybody has their own, and you know, I certainly want you to use what's best for you. But for me and my clients, I absolutely love the apricot kernel. So that's what we're using today. I have harvested a little container here of lavender. When you harvest your herbs, like I said, you want to do them right away in the morning. You want to leave the herbs sit for 24 hours before you infuse them in the oil. That's going to make sure that you don't have any dewdrops on them or any kind of wetness. That'll be gone within 24 hours. You want them dry but not dried out. So 24 hours, I mean 48 hours at the very most, I would leave them sit for the most properties in your oil. Now what I'm using today is, I'll get it for you. I have some apricot kernel oil here that I actually just strained today. This was infused with lavender. This sat for about a month with lavender in it, and you can really tell the difference. This started out as apricot kernel oil. It's been sitting for about a month, and see how it has that nice beautiful green color to it. It's a beautiful oil, and it smells amazing. It smells like lavender. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to double dip this. So I'm going to use my lavender infused oil that I just strained just to soak some fresh lavender. So that way my finished product, the oil that I get, is going to be double strength, which is amazing. It really is. It's worth doing. So I kind of started to get the herbs in my jar here. What you want to do is you want to take your lavender or whatever herb you're using. You don't want to have too much in your hand at a time, and I kind of just bend them just small enough where I can get it in my hands. And you really want to take it in your hands and roll it. You don't want to press hard. What you want to do by doing this, the whole point is, if you can see, I don't know how well you can see, but on the leaves, that's just breaking open the little pores in the leaves. They kind of get a little darker green and almost look wet, and that's good. That's what you want. That's opening up the pores so that the oils and natural chemicals that are in them will be drawn out by the oil. So it's really important to make sure that you open those pores on the herb before you put them in the jar. I'm cutting some of the flowers off because I'm going to save those to use for something else. Now you absolutely can put the flowers in too. And some of them I do, and then some of the other ones I'll save. But you know, it's just a matter of you're going to kind of fold them up, roll it until they have that kind of wet look to them. So you can maybe see here how it kind of, the leaves look wet, and that's good. That means that the pores in the herbs have been open. Now another thing that you also want to do is, I know a lot of people don't use the stems, but I'm going to tell you from experience that the stem is just as powerful and has just as much of the essential oil and the healing properties as the rest of the plant does. I kind of take my fingernail and run it along, kind of opening that up a little bit, because that's gonna, you know, when you want to break it up, you'll be amazed at how much of the medicine and oils are in the stems. It is absolutely beautiful and amazing, and I absolutely love God's medicine, and I'm glad that I discovered it, because before I knew about any of this stuff, I was, you know, using store-bought products that weren't good for me and weren't good for my kids. And once I realized and had a little awakening a few years ago at, you know, how wonderful and powerful nature really is, I will never go back to buying chemical shampoos or anything for my body. I've noticed a big difference in how I feel not using the chemicals, and you will too. You will too. It's quite a journey to be on. So I'm just going to kind of do this a little bit faster so I can show you here. Just stuffing my jar full of the herbs. Now, once you finish and you have this completely stuffed full, and you want to stuff it as full with the herbs as you can, you're going to go ahead then and you're going to pour the oil on top. The thing you need to make sure you're doing is you really want to make sure that there are no herbs sticking out on the top. You want the herbs to be completely underneath the oil here. If there's any sticking up, they're going to mold on you. So make sure that you have a good amount of oil up above where the herbs are sitting in there. Then what you're going to do is put your lid on the jar. Find my lid here. Sorry about that. Seal it up really good, and you can see I've got some beautiful herbs in there. If it's stuffed really full, you're going to want to take a knife and kind of pull from the sides, kind of like you do with canning, just to get all the air bubbles out from the top. Make sure it's all stuffed down really good and, you know, coated with the oil. Then you are going to put your lid on it. You're going to put it in a cool, dark place for about a month. You need to check on it about every other day. Give it a shake. You know, use your intuition. Use your smelling senses. And if you really tap into your intuition, you'll know when it's done and ready to be strained. Another thing that you can do, and I do this too, is if you follow the full moon, there is a lot of energy in the full moon. Make your infused oils on the day of the full moon. Set them out that night. Let the full moon energy really get into your oil, and then put it in the dark place, because you're adding so much extra energy to it, and it's the healing energy in it that really helps us. So this is lavender infused apricot oil, double dipped, and I'm going to put it away now so that I can strain it, and I will make a video when I strain it and show you how to do that. You have a great day. Sending many, many blessings and lots of love to you all. God bless. Have a great day.